rev up your engines. Today I'm going to talk about the biggest mistakes that people make when they buy a car. Now, I've been working on cars for 51 years, and over those years I've seen my customers make all kinds of mistakes from buying a car. So listen to me and don't make the same mistake. When paying for your car, don't finance it if at all possible. Pay cash, because most financing, either at the dealer or the used car lot, is a complete rip-off. If you have to borrow money, borrow it from somewhere besides the dealer or the used car lot where you're buying it from. Credit union, whatever. Try to get the money somewhere else, because you might not realize it, but if you go to a car dealer and buy a new car, they don't own that car. That car is financed, and they are financing it through some bank. At the end of every month, just like you, they have to pay the note on every car that's on their lot. They don't own them, the bank does. So let's just say that borrowing money from someone who's borrowed money to buy something isn't such a smart idea. They gotta make a profit, so you're gonna pay a higher interest rate, and don't be fooled by those 0% financing or low financing rate that they're gonna claim to give you. Because even if they give you a 0% interest or a really low interest rate, they just raise the price of the car. Those list price of cars are a joke anyways, and nobody pays them except fools. And so they'll say, well, you got to pay the list price to get this low interest rate, so you're not saving anything. You're actually paying more in the long run. Just like when I was young, they'd say, oh, look, you buy a new car, you get a brand new color TV set. You weren't getting a TV set free. They just amortized the price of that TV into your monthly payments. You're still paying for the thing. They're not giving you anything. And my next bit of advice is this. Be like me. I've never bought a new car in my life. If you're buying another car, hey, buy a good used car. Just think, when you buy a brand new car, say it's $35,000, you're going to lose at least $1,000 the minute you drive it off the lot. Over the years, I've had a few customers, not all that many, that were crazy enough to buy a new car, and then they decided after about a year, oh, they didn't really like that car, so they traded it in. And in most cases, they got a little bit over half of what they paid for the car. Buy a good used car, there's plenty of them out there. But if not, and you're buying a new car, make sure it's the car that you want to buy. Go to a bunch of dealers and road test all the different models. See what you really like, and take this into consideration. If you live in an area that doesn't snow much, has good roads, you're pretty much throwing your money away if you're buying an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle. So my advice is don't. If you don't really need it. It costs more to build. All-wheel drive vehicles cost a lot more. They weigh more. They have more friction. They get worse gas mileage. And because of all-wheel design, they're often much more expensive to repair when work has to be done on a car, because all that stuff is in the way and has to be moved out to fix various things, even like a starter. Decide what type of engine you want. If you just like cruising around a four-cylinder engine, it's perfectly fine these days. You're going to get better gas mileage. They hold up quite well, but in that respect, be a little bit leery about these modern, really small four-cylinder engines that are turbocharged to give them more power, because turbocharging puts a bigger strain inside the engine. It builds up more pressure inside the cylinders. The cars are going to wear out faster if you drive them hard. The turbos are going to wear out eventually, and they cost a small fortune to replace. And if you drive faster, you're going to kind of negate the good gas mileage, because the faster you spin the engine, the worse the gas mileage. This is where gas mileage ratings is often a load of baloney on a turbocharged car, because they run them on a dyno and they're testing them, but they're just driving them normal. Many people with a turbo, they're always slamming on the gas, then the turbo kicks in and it spins really fast. You get a lot of pickup, but you're going to get horrible gas mileage then. So don't think you're going to get a little bitty four-cylinder turbocharged engine and drive it really hard and get very good gas mileage. And when it comes to power, say you're the type of person that tows quite a bit, you might consider forgetting gasoline engines and get a diesel engine then. Because diesel engines are made for towing, they got a lot of torque for towing, they'll get better gas mileage towing than a gasoline engine will. I've had customers in the past not do enough research. They'll buy a big truck, figure, oh, it's a big truck, I can tow stuff. And sure, big old V8 engine, it can tow stuff, but they get horrendous gas mileage, especially if they had a giant trailer or a big giant camper that they tow behind it. I've had more than one customer end up getting rid of their gasoline engine and buying a diesel engine truck for towing stuff. So don't make that mistake. If you're going to do a lot of towing, look into diesel vehicles instead. And when it comes to various options, decide what you really want. And you might decide that, hey, I'm not going to buy the top of the line model because it costs $8,000 more than the medium one does. As I've shown in my own videos, you can easily upgrade systems, like put in an Android system like this that I did in my old 07 Toyota Matrix, and put on all kinds of additions at a fraction of the cost of what the dealer's going to charge you, because they're top models, they add everything in them, and then they give you this outrageous price tag for it. You're much better pricing around, seeing what models have which, and then decide how much you want to pay for the car, what options you really want to have, whether you buy it that way or have it put on later. But of course, the biggest mistake I've seen my customers make over the last 51 years is buying the wrong car in the first place. Do a little research. Email guys like me when you don't know what you should choose. Tell you the truth about which cars are good and which cars aren't. You can easily look up repair histories of cars on the internet these days, and also the resale value. Even if you're buying a new car, do a resale value of that model. And if you see it's horrible, they're horrible for a reason. And the reason is they're not such great cars, you shouldn't buy one in the first place. And when a company comes out with a new design, like say, oh, they have this new engine and this new transmission, hey, don't buy it. Wait till the model's been out a few years to see what happens. I've seen more designs that failed miserably because they weren't built and designed correctly, and they broke down in regular driving once the models were sold. And if you are buying a new car, my advice, don't get suckered into buying one of those extended warranties where you're paying $1,000 or a couple $1,000 for an extended warranty. Your best extended warranty is buying a good car like a Toyota in the first place and not worrying about it. Because over the years, I've had customers who bought those extended warranties. 60-70% of the time something breaks on the car, they say, oh well, that's not covered by the warranty. Because the warranty company is, guess what, an insurance company. They're the ones who decide who they pay and who they don't pay. Hey, it's to their advantage not to pay you, especially if it's a big repair. Because really, do you think an insurance company is going to sell you something that you're going to get more value out of it than they are? Personally, in my business, I stopped accepting those things because I'd have to spend hours arguing with the insurance companies over why this should be covered or what they're going to pay for what repair. They're not mechanics. They don't understand cars. They just understand, hey, this guy paid us $1,200 for a policy, and now he says this car needs $3,500 worth of work. Oh, we don't want to lose money on a deal. There are so many exclusions on that stuff, and a lot of it is chicken or the egg. Who can prove why your engine went out? They could say, oh, you didn't change the oil enough, you overheated the engine, whatever. When I work on a car, a lot of times I don't know why the car broke the way it did. I have to fix it, but I can't be sure as to why it broke in the first place. Believe me, from my experience, those extended warranties, they just give you a false sense of security because they're not going to pay for a lot of the stuff that goes wrong. You just think, oh, I'm secure, I have insurance for this. Ha! Wait till something breaks and see what they're actually going to pay for. And the last mistake not to make is don't get romantically involved with a particular car. If you get really involved that, oh, I got to get this car, I got to get this car, you're going to pay too much. Because the real popular cars, guess what? They mark them up as high as they possibly can, sticking every addition they can. A car that might be base 35 will be $60,000 by the time you get out the door. Yeah, there's lots of nice cars out there. You can get a good one if you heed my warnings and spend a little time and thought about what car you want to buy and how much you want to pay for it. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.